All right, guys, let me explain this to you. I feel this is Trump's biggest mistake in his presidency. Operation Warp Speed, which allowed them to kind of push this whole vaccine faster than any other time in history. Okay? And I'm going to tell you this to those of you who like Trump, right? I want you to be able to criticize him. And I want him to know that those of us who voted for him, we will criticize you. And the reason we will criticize you is because we want you to listen to us and implement things that we want. This is not something that we wanted. We didn't want you to shove vaccines down Americans' throat. Not without testing them, not without the whole trial. And the fact that, if many of you are unaware, he sort of kind of bullied FDA, right? I don't know, maybe FDA would have approved of it regardless. I don't know. But Trump was pushing them to authorize the vaccine for emergency use. So, as we are all aware of, is when a vaccine is made, it goes through clinical trials. It goes through numerous amount of years. Why? Because you want long-term effects that can happen with these vaccines. You want to be able to record those data. So right now, during the 2020, the vaccine was being manufactured or produced by top scientists and the CDC and whatnot. And we are going through these trials real quick. But one thing we failed to record is the fact that what are the long-term effects? We don't know. After 3 years, we don't know. After 4 years, we don't know. After 5 years, we don't know. These things were pushed out too fast, and now the efficacy went down drastically, because as something that was 95% effective has dropped down. Now, people were taking these vaccines because they were 95% effective. Now that we have a new variant of which we did not anticipate, why? Because we pushed this thing so fast, we did not anticipate other variants coming into play and disrupting the flow, right? So yeah, so now we got caught in this, like, okay, why are we forcing or mandating people to take these vaccines? Let's listen to, I really hate to go there, but CNN, right? Let's go to CNN and hear, in my opinion, Trump's big mistake.
Just into CNN, sources saying that White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows told FDA Commissioner Stephen Hahn that if he does not authorize the Pfizer vaccine today, he should submit his letter of resignation.
Let me pause it right there. I'm going to pause it right there. If he does not authorize this vaccine, you should quit or resign. Why is the White House dictating what FDA should or should not authorize? Let them do their work independently. Because then this becomes political. Now, if they authorize it or down the line approve of this vaccine, me, as someone who's kind of skeptical, is going to say, oh, okay, you only approve this because the White House pushed you to approve of this. or authorize this. So CNN was talking this nonsense, right? This whole crap. And to be fair, they were right about talking about this, right? But right now, when you look at how CNN reports on this, and they continue to say, yeah, you know what, it's a good thing, people should take this vaccine. Like, wait, hold on. You understood why we were hesitant at that time. So why is it now that Biden is in office, it's okay, what? All of a sudden the hesitancy went away? Let's continue listening.
Let's get straight to CNN's Caitlin Collins at the White House. Caitlin, what are you learning about this conversation between Meadows and Hahn?
Well, Jake, it was a phone call that they had this morning, and basically the way this conversation was described to us by multiple people is that Mark Meadows told Dr. Hahn that if they were not prepared to grant that emergency authorization for Pfizer's vaccine by the end of today, that he needed to be prepared to resign. And we're told that's a larger sign of the president's frustration. We know he's been fed up with the FDA for weeks now, but this week specifically, he's been venting because he's seeing other countries roll out their vaccines and their citizens getting shots in their arms. And so he's been incredibly frustrated that the emergency use has not been granted here for Pfizer's vaccine, despite how it's been in the works for several days. And that comes, Jake, as we heard from the HHS secretary this morning saying they are working on this, that we are incredibly close to this, potentially just days away, and that this authorization could come as soon as this weekend. Yet the president's patience seems to be running thin, wearing thin, and that is why he was tweeting this morning, complaining about the FDA, calling it money drenched, and telling them to, quote, get the damn vaccines out. And now that led to this phone call between Mark Meadows and Stephen Hahn. But the question is,
okay, to those of you who are looking at this video and you're wondering what tweet did he send out, this is the one. A tweet from Donald Trump at that time. While my pushing the money drenched but heavily bureaucratic saved 5 years ago in the approval of numerous great new vaccine, it is still a big old slow turtle. So he's basically calling the FDA slow. Hurry up, speed up the process, when you cannot speed up 5, 6, 7 years of testing. You need to see the long-term effects. You cannot, right? Get the damn vaccines out now. Stop playing games and start saving lives. Look where we at right now. Look what CNN was saying. What they were saying at that time, it was not wrong. It was not wrong. The fact that they changed their tune when Biden became president now is okay. That's where they went wrong. And let me tell you this. This whole thing of Trump pushing this, right? Trump is wrong to push it that fast. You know black people's not gonna take these vaccines like this. I'm gonna blame also the media in them blaming the deaths, the COVID deaths on Trump. So in order for Trump to save his presidency, what he said, okay, you know what, if these vaccines are developed fast enough and I could save lives, then maybe my presidency will be saved. So the media is going to get some of this heat too. You are blaming deaths on Donald Trump, the COVID deaths on Trump, when they had nothing to do with this virus to begin with. So, in essence, when this thing is pushed as fast, you blame the person, you blame Trump, you hold him accountable, you make him responsible, okay? Because we need the person that we're backing, okay, to change their tone. It's okay if you like the president to kind of say, yo, dude, I don't think you should be doing this. You know, it's okay to do that. It's okay to say these things. You know what I'm saying? It only helps the conservative party even more. You know, pushing these vaccines out. Who were the people that was mostly affected by this? It was older people, 65 and up, really 80 and up. Probably close to 70-80% of those that were 80 died. And we have comorbidities, okay? People that had pre-existing conditions. Okay, but they neglect to tell you that going to the gym, eating right, taking your vitamin D and all of these supplements to build your immune system, should you catch it, okay, you should be healthy enough to fight. This is what we need to be doing. But these vaccines, in my opinion, of course, see a doctor, in my opinion, just provide a band-aid. Because as we are seeing right now, the effects that these vaccines supposed to have on us is weighing down, and they are now talking of a third boost. Okay, because of this variant that's coming in. These vaccines that were produced did not take into account other variants. Okay, but look, see your doctor before taking any type of vaccine. Talk to your doctor, take a blood test, see your health, look at your vitals, see how fast can you heal. How does your immune system respond to different viruses? You know, see your doctor. Okay, so that's all I've got. I wanted to share my thoughts on Trump's big mistake with the vaccine. Does it mean that I'm going to throw him away? No, he is still better than Biden. But I have to acknowledge that Trump made a big mistake. Now we have someone in office. We got these Democratic mayors and governors pushing to mandate these vaccines, okay? Creating these draconian laws that's going to affect mostly black people. Because as you can see right now, according to articles and news reports, we have basically like 30-something% of black people vaccinated. So which means restaurants, movie theaters, recreational facilities are going to be pushing black people out and not accepting them in their environment. Okay? So who's going to be affected? Okay? Blacks. And just as they were saying before, as getting a voter ID, okay? Remember what the Democrats were saying. Voter ID and all of this stuff was racist. So what do you think this is? If getting a voter ID, and as hard as it was, right? Like black people can't get an ID. Really? Right? That's racist. So what do you call black people who don't want to get the vaccine, right? And it's having this negative effect because now black people can't go anywhere. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. All right. Hit that like button. Comment below. What are your thoughts? Share it. Share this video and subscribe to the channel. Let me go to 200. Let me go to 200. Come on. Push that. All right. Share it all over the place. If you're not offended, you probably wasn't watching or listening. I'm Slimmy V, and this is the most offensive podcast ever. God bless, stress less, and let Yahweh do the rest. I'm out. Peace.